Hello Internet! Today we try the Canyon ENDURACE AL. Canyon bike has been selling well in recent years. With Vanderpool on the bike, the Canyon brand feels so very cool. So I cannot help to buy one too. And Canyon is a direct sale brand. To buy a Canyon bike, we need to go to their website. They have 3 types of road bikes. There's the aerodynamic aero and the climbing ultimate. Then there's the endurance bike Endurace. This aluminum Endurace AL is the lowest priced road bike on their website. For entry-level model, I think this one looks pretty good. Look at how nice the wheel job at the head tube, and the seat tube is even more impressive. Do you think this is real or photoshopped? And based on my experience this time, the delivery time is about 4 days. I was curious, so I checked it. It was shipped from Chino, California. When it arrived, it looked like this, slightly larger than the usual bicycle box. It is made in Taiwan. Inside it is packed very neat. It's much neater than the box bike the bicycle shop received. There's a manual and assembly tools. There's even a torque wrench included. When Canyon bikes are assembled at the factory, it's different from the bike we usually buy at the bike shops. Traditional bike factory roughly assemble the bikes and let the bike shop do the final touch. But this is expect the average cyclist would assemble the bike themselves after receive it. So their bikes are usually nicely assembled at the factory. What we need to do is just put in the front wheel and attach the handlebar to complete it. This is the Canyon ENDURACE AL road bike. At first glance, it looks pretty nice. This bike's alignment seems to be very good. The front and rear wheels are centered. I think this is the most important thing of a bicycle. And this bike looks very straight to me. Very nice. The paint job is decent. The color and sheen is quite consistent. And it feels smooth to the touch. It was well protected during shipping. The paint and frame surface are undamaged. But the wheels is quite different from the photos. I won't say this is ugly. It is actually okay. But the difference between the photo and reality is quite large. I'm a bit disappointed. But besides that, the overall quality of the frame is decent. The square tube shape at the back is quite unique. After looking at it for a while, I started to think it looks pretty good. The specs are pretty standard, with a standard round seat post and standard handlebar and normal headset. The front fork is quite good. I opened up the cap to take a look. Even the fork steel is carbon. This is the BB86 press feed. Usually the metal frame uses a threaded BB. I wonder why they use press feed BB. The cable routing is like this, very simple routing. This bike should be very easy to assemble. The bike comes with the Shimano Tiagra 10-speed. The crankset looks pretty good, almost feel like the old Tiagra. The assembly of this Canyon is really well done. No adjustments were made after the unboxing. The gear shifts nearly perfect. The gear change is excellent. Even the disc brake was assembled carefully at the factory. I rarely see the disc brake bikes that don't need any fine-tune right out of the box. This one really comes perfectly assembled right out of the box. The wheels are Fuquan Racing 900. These wheels feels super heavy. This wheel set is 1.9 kg. The cassette on it is a 10-speed cassette. There's a rim behind the hub body, meaning you can install a 12-speed cassette on this wheel. There's also this transparent thing at the back. The bike comes with the Schwab one, which is a good tire. The inner tube are interesting too. These are actually Schwab brand inner tube. It even says extra light on it. The total weight of the bike is about 9.4 kg. For an entry-level aluminum bike with Tiagra group set, the weight is quite okay. I have seen more expensive carbon bikes with 105 group weighs more than this. And the bike rides quite nice. It somehow rides better than I expected. I like it right from the start. The size of this bike fits me well. I choose the size according to the recommendations on the Canyon website. Maybe because it's online only, I feel Canyon's size recommendations are better than other websites. Usually we look at the size based on reach and stack. Then the website usually provides height recommendations. But Canyon's website also provides a recommendation for the saddle height. I think to know the bike's intended saddle height is good. It was like how was the bike designed to be set up. I noticed many brands don't provide this data. Buying a bike without trying it is hard, but at least the Canyon's sizing chart make it a little easier to guess. Also, I think the geometry of this bike is quite well. From what I have observed, most of Canyon's road bike tend to have a lower, more aggressive geometry. The Endurace is relatively friendly, but it's still slightly lower than most brands' endurance model. It feels like a race bike, while enjoyable for long rides. Generally, we think the aluminum bike would be more uncomfortable, but this bike, like most nicer aluminum bikes, the fork is full carbon, so theoretically, vibration from the front wheel should be the same as typical carbon bike. And this saddle height is my normal saddle height. It looks like the seat post is pulled out too much. Almost feel like the bike is too small, but it is not. This is the height recommendation by Canyon's sizing chart. The bike is designed to have the seat post pull out more. Having a more seat post exposed can make the ride feels a little more comfortable, especially if you switch to a carbon seat post. However, the bike is more than 2 kg heavier than the bike I usually ride, so it feels somehow slower to accelerate. I will do something about it later, maybe a set of new carbon wheels. But overall, I think it rides well. Personally, I do like this bike. For an entry-level bike, this one is great. Alright, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Bye bye.